you've had some amazing collabs. What have been like some of your favorites and some of your favorite moments?
You know, I've had the privilege of working with so many different genres and artists that I've loved. You know, starting off with The Weeknd, he was one of the first ones. He really put me on when I was really young. And then that was in that whole world of music. Switch over, randomly get a big EDM song with Kygo. Wasn't expecting that. So now I'm in that lane of music. And then it's like working with people from Celine Dion. So I'm really just not limiting myself at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I have so many songs already for my artist project. Now I just have hundreds more I have to go through to like get to the right artist that I'll probably never use. So it's a lot of work, but it's exciting, and I'm ready to tap into more people's minds and help them evolve their music in the way they want to.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Have you felt an evolution in your music as you've, matured or changed as a person?
Definitely.
Has that affected you a lot?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What has that been like since being 16, coming? Did you come to LA when you're 17 or 16?
LA at 17, Nashville 16.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Nashville. Very cool.
Yeah, I left Mississippi, moved to Nashville, started there, and then popped over here.
Yeah,
Never
awesome.
left.
We're Nashville fans.
Oh, I love Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think starting off, the biggest difference was it was just me and my guitar. It was me not thinking about anything else, anyone else, just feeling things and writing them. And then when I moved to LA, I got like thrown into the session grind of, for years, every day, you're going to be 1 to 7 at least writing a song with a new stranger. And I did that for like 5 years in a row,
Wow.
amidst all the other things.
Yeah.
So,
I think people undermine how much work it takes to be a musician all around.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it with some of my friends who are musicians, and like the amount of work they put in on a regular basis, like till the late hours of the night. It doesn't matter when it is, you're working. You're always thinking, having things channel through you. It's pretty serious.
And there's so many hats to wear. Back in the day, it was about recording your album and going to tour and giving this great body of work with your band or whoever. Nowadays, it's completely different. You have to wear all the hats. Everyone's doing it. It goes from just writing songs to being fully a creative director and a full visionary. So it's a lot, It's from the writing to the shooting everything, to the styling everything, to the coming up with all the ideas, the direction, the producer. I've started to become even the editor at this point. It's like There's no job I don't have right now, but I think you kind of have to run your own ship and like steer that shit,
Especially if you want to get your vision across, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Has it been very different going from signed with record labels and working with them to independent? Is it more of a workload? How different does it feel?
It's more of a workload, but you feel so much more hands-on in the project. It feels so much more yours, and you don't have to answer to people or be bullied or, terrorized constantly. You can kind of just follow your instinct and your heart. And
like independent film, right? You don't have like the studio exec on set yelling at you all the time. You're kind of like more free.
Yeah, you definitely have to find people who are just down for the cause and want to like grow with you and be a part of something and see the vision, but easier said than done sometimes.
You mentioned working with like a new stranger every day.
Yeah.
Like how do you even begin to like get on the same wavelength with like a new person every day and like create something beautiful with like new people all the time?
I think that kind of what you were saying earlier, the process between doing things alone or like, with people, they're both wonderful. And I think when you write with people, you can maybe pull more from a story place. Like, oh, I kind of want to talk about this today. Or there's a little more room for that, as to where when I'm by myself, I'm just like letting things flow through and kind of going to not so what is the story, but what's underneath that. Let me pull from that place. you know? So with other people, it's a bit more of like figuring out a puzzle together. But it never really intimidated me. I always quite enjoyed it. I've always felt kind of like a natural leader in a sense. I like feeling people's energies and making them feel comfortable. And I'm very adaptable to work with. So whoever it may be, I can kind of just flow with what works best with them, try to find their weaknesses and their strengths and use that all into the track. Because ultimately, to make the best track, you want the vocal to sound impeccable, the track itself to sound unreal, and you want the lyrics to be just incredible. Those are the three things I try to strive for the most.
So it's kind of like almost like acting in a way, where like you really have to open yourself up to that connection with other people, right? Does that make sense, Brock?
Yeah, I mean, acting is empathy, so there's a lot of that. And her, you saying how you have to feel connected to someone. I feel like if you want to have something that's truly authentic, you need that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of have to go in the room and be like, I don't know you, and this isn't what I usually do, but let's take it 30 minutes to an hour talking about what's going on.
Yeah.
So we can know what we're genuinely getting out on our hearts today.
I feel like you'd have to be extremely open to that, because if you're closed off in that moment, you're not going to be creating something.
Oh, great. Yeah. There's a lot of like things that I've discovered that have just helped me be better for people in that sense, Yeah.
I feel like it's such an impossible question. It's like someone asking you, what my favorite movie is or what my favorite project I work on. They're different, unique in their own rights. But do you have any that you've worked on or created that you're especially proud of or enjoyed more than others,
Music-wise, like
songs, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think, preparing for this next album to come out, I really had to go through all the songs I've been making in that past year, and even maybe some from older than that could have been missed that are really special, because there are so many of those that feel meant for you. But basically, after hitting that point of like, what is the album going to be? I'm ready for it. I have so many songs I'm so excited about. The hardest challenge as an artist is to just keep up with yourself. If you're writing so much and doing so much, my biggest goal is to stay in time with myself. Like, I wrote a song I'm excited about, we're gonna get out next month. I wrote this one I'm excited about, we're gonna get out that next month. That's the goal that you wanna be at. But for your question, I think it was a matter of just going through all those and really picking the ones that I felt were super true and genuine to who I was at the time, that all flow together. Like I said, the project is all about not limiting yourself to a specific genre. It's called Rainbow Syndrome. So it's kind of like you have this thing about you where you can't just be one thing, and that's kind of the meaning of it. And the album's for people who relate to that and also feel that way, because I feel like so many people do. And yeah, they're so sick of also being put in a box. So it's kind of to stand up for people like that. There are just as many people telling me I'm crazy and it's impossible, but I don't feel in my gut it's wrong. So I feel very confident that I should be fighting for this and have a voice for this.
Yeah, and you should always trust your gut. And honestly, people will tell you that until you do it, and then they're going to ask you how you did it.
Exactly.
So we wouldn't have great art without people like you that are doing that, moving the needle.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the video.
And subscribe and hit the bell for a whole lot more to come.